Now let's see how to extract the diagonal element of a matrix using NumPy. So first of all, here we have a 3 by 3 matrix that we have created using the np.array function. And then after creating the matrix, let's run the cell. After running the cell, we just have to run dot diagonal function on this matrix, and it will return us the diagonal element of the matrix. So let's run this, and as you can see, it have returned the 1 5 and 9, which is the diagonal element of the matrix 1 5 and 9. And this diagonal function basically are useful in various mathematical and analytical application, right? The next operation is trace of the matrix. Trace of the matrix is basically sum of all the diagonal element, and it is often used in different machine learning methods. So we basically pass the multi-dimensional array. So let's see. So first of all, we have created the 3 by 3 matrix, and after running this cell, we will calculate the trace, basically sum of these diagonal entities, diagonal elements, using dot trace function. If I run this, you will see we will have the sum of these diagonal element, which is the 15. We can alternatively use diagonal of the matrix and then calculate its sum, because the trace of matrix is nothing but just sum of the diagonal. So if I first take the diagonal of the matrix and then sum of these diagonal entities, you will see it return the same value as we have got by using the dot trace function. So as you can see here. Now let's discuss another operator, which is the dot product, and see how to take the dot product of two vectors. So by understanding the dot product will basically help us in different machine learning algorithms such as neural networks and sport vector machine, etc. Right? So let's see. First of all, we will create two vectors by using the NumPy array function. The first vector will I have created A. The second vector I have created the B. In order to take the dot product, we will use np dot and pass these two vectors and separate them by using comma. So if I run this, you will see the product of these two vectors, which is the 32. And alternatively, we can also use this @rate operator to take the dot product of these two vectors. If I run this, you will see it also return the same output as we got by using the np dot function. So now let's see how to add and subtract the matrices. So for that, first we will create a 3 by 3 or multi-dimensional matrix by using np.array function. The first matrix we have matrix A, and the second is matrix B. So after creating, let's run this cell, and then in order to add these two vectors, we will use NumPy function, which is the np.add function, and we will just pass these two matrix and separate them by using the comma. So if I run this cell, you will see another new matrix, which is the addition of these two matrices. So you can see here, it basically add the same corresponding element. If we see here, the first element in first matrix we have 1, and here we have 1. So 1 plus 1, it will return the 2, and so on, similar to the others. In order to subtract, we can use another NumPy function, which is called np.subtract, and then we just simply pass the two matrices by using comma separation. So if I run this, you will see it will return the subtraction of these two matrices. So here you can see one, it subtract the same corresponding element from these two matrices. So 1 minus 1 will return the 0, 1 minus from minus 3, and larger value have the sign of minus, that's why it returned the minus with in the results. So there is another method to add the matrices. This is the plus operator. If we run this, it will return the same output as we got by using this np.add function. So as you can see here. So now let's see how to multiply the matrices. So first of all, let's create two matrices by using np.array function. So here we have a 2 by 2 matrices, which is a matrix A, and the second matrix also 2 by 2, but with the different elements. So after running the cell, let's take the dot product, and multiplication is simply the dot product. In order to multiply these matrices, we just run the dot operator operator on these two matrices. If I run this, you will see the output. Alternatively, we can also use this add rate operator to multiply these two matrices. So above example we have seen for these dot product is for the vectors and this is for the matrices, right? So here is one more way to multiply matrices, which is the element wise multiplication. So if I run this, it will return the different output but in the form of matrices, because this is the element wise multiplication, right? 1 multiplied by 1 will return the 1, 1 multiplied by 2 we get the 2, 1 multiplied by 1 will again return the 1, and if we multiply 2 with the corresponding element of the second matrix is 3, so 2 multiplied by 3 we will get the 6. So these are the multiplication operators. So now let's see the last operator for this video, which is generating the random values. So let's see how to generate the random values if we needed. So first of all we will set the random seed. So in order to set the seed, we will call the random object from the NP, and then from this object we will call the seed function. So by initializing the seed, we just ensure that the generated number will in a sequence, right? So we use a lot in data analysis while initializing the training parameters for machine learning model. So that's why it is quite important to generate the random values. Once we will run it, it tells the NumPy to generate a random value in a sequence. So next we will generate the value between 1 and 3. For that we will again call the random object from the NP, and from this random object we call the random function, and here we will set the values, how many values we want to generate. Okay, so if we not initialize the boundaries, it will always generate the float value between 0 and 1. Okay, so if I run this cell, you will see it will generate 3 values. Suppose in case if we want 3 or 4 or 5 values, so for 4 value we just pass 4 here, for 5 we just simply pass the 5. So if I run by setting the 5, so you will see it return the array of 5 values. And the next we will generate the number between the specific value. So in order to generate the value between the specific interval, we will set the boundaries for it, and for that we will call the random object from the NP, and from this object we will call the randint. It will ensure that the values will be generated between the specific interval that we will pass. So here we will passing 0 interval, or we can say the boundaries, which is 0 to 11. So here 0 will be included in this boundary but 11 will be the excluded. Okay, so between 0 and 10 it will generate the 3 random value, because we are setting the 3. So first we will set the boundary, then we specify the number and at how many numbers we want to generate. If we set 3 here, it will return the 3 values, and you can see right there, if we set 4, it will generate the 4 value between 0 to 10. The next function is a random dot uniform, and this function will basically use to generate the uniformly distributed value between the intervals or boundaries that we specify. So here we have specified the boundaries, or we can say interval, which is 1 to 2. Again it will include 1 but exclude 2, and between 1 and 2 it will generate the 3 random value, because we have specified the 3. I have also added the comment so you can understand it better. Greater than or equal to 1 and less than the 2. So if I run this, you will see the random value between 1 and 2. So each time I run this cell, it will generate the different random values. Okay, so that's it for the NumPy, and these are the most common operator that we will be using in upcoming machine learning tutorials. So that's why I have to feel that you must familiar with these common operations. So if you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the bell icon so you don't miss the upcoming videos.